Hi everyone. Today's What Sold video is going to cover the items that we sold across our three platforms, Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, in May of 2026. So unfortunately, sales have just gotten really low. So I am now going to try to just do a what sold video that encompasses the entire month of sales. We're going to start on Mercari. We had two sales on Mercari in May. That was for this Eddie Bauer fanny pack, which sold for $15. We had this listed for 2 years since 2024. And then this Victoria's Secret bathing suit. I completely realized that I typoed and put banana bikini instead of bandana bikini. Not saying that had anything to do with the slow sale, because this also I think had been on there for at least a year or more. Um, but I was glad to finally get this sold, and it sold for $23. So our total profit between those two items on Mercari was $30.96. Now we'll go over to eBay. We sold a Talbot sweater for $22. This was something my mom had given me to sell. She gave me this as well, a new with tags Lucky Brand tank. I sold two of these and they sold for about the same price. The other one sold maybe like a few months ago. This sold for $30. Next was a Jones New York top. My mom found this at a consignment sale, so it was only $1 and it sold for 17. These were an older pair of Calvin Kleins. They were new with tags still, and they were like Y2K era, and they were a size 14. These also had been on here for I think 2 years, and they sold for $25. What was funny was when I went to go pack these up. Normally I don't do shipping, but I did shipping for these items. I noticed that the person was local, they were in town, and I felt so bad. I hate when someone is in town and you can't just go drop it off. And the reason you cannot do that, obviously, besides safety reasons or meet up, you can't do any of that, is because you have to have proof that the item was delivered. Um, so yeah, I mean you can't obviously put tracking or anything if you just go and hand deliver it. So as tempting as it is to be able to just do that and get the item to them quicker and save on shipping and blah blah blah, whatever, all that, you just can't do it. And that's not the first time I've had someone in town. I've also had someone on Mercari. I think, someone on Poshmark before, or maybe it was eBay. So it wasn't the first time, but it's always neat to see. Then there's this Talbot's cardigan, which I had just listed, and it sold for $15. That was another item from my mom. I was a little worried that it wouldn't sell just because it had a decent amount of pilling, but it seemed to do okay. Sold within the first couple days of listing it. And the last item was this men's anime shirt. This sold during as you see here, our Memorial Day sale. I did 25% off, which is, I think I usually do 30, and I did 25. It sold for 11.25. This was also listed for, I think, 2 years. I think so. Our total profit on eBay was $84.28. And then we go to Poshmark. All right, on Poshmark, we sold me. Okay, this Nike hoodie, which was given to me, sold for $9. There were a couple people interested in it that kept sending, I would say, lower offers. I had it for like 12. Finally settled with one person for 9. This really cute, oh, I've had this for like 4 years because I think I got it for my firstborn, and we never ended up wearing it, but it was this really cute tank and shorts with matching onesie from Pat Pat, and it sold for 15. This I got in 2016. My mom bought it for me, so my cost of goods was nothing. I never wore it, but it's crazy that that was 10 years ago. And it sold for $36. I've had that up there for like 2 years. I don't know why it's taken so long to sell. It's plus size, even though it's on the lower end of plus size. It's a one piece, skirted, super cute, push up. Like, it was super push up. And again, new with tags and a really cute print. Don't know why it took so many years to sell. These Crown and Ivy jeans sold for $9. I this sold, I think, the same day that I listed it. It was that really cute linen, kind of cottage core-y skirt. I got that from Goodwill and it sold for 17. I feel like this might have come from the bins. If not, then it was just hanging up at Goodwill, sold for $18. It was linen. And it was like a longer length coat from Cobby. This Panic at the Disco tank from the men's bin, so it was $1.99 plus tax. So 213, and it sold for $10, and the buyer was really sweet. I bought this dress for myself at Goodwill, so it was 5.55 at the time. Now it's gone up a bit. It sold for $9. I think we made like 5 cents profit. It was more just getting money back. A men's 2X Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. I bought that for my husband, so I don't feel like the profit was that much because I bought it at like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or something, and he just never ended up wearing it. But that's the great thing about resale is you are able to like in the dress where I didn't end up wearing it, or maybe it doesn't fit anymore, or like a t-shirt you buy for someone and then they end up not wearing it, is you can get your money back even after a few years. These were some really cute embroidered cropped Lucky Brand jeans. These were only on here for like a couple days and then they sold for $20. I was so excited to sell these. These were Wizard of Oz Kelly dolls dressed up like the characters. I had actually tried to list these a couple years ago on all the platforms and so on Mercari. I think I hadn't looked up comps for them or something like that. And I had them for like, I don't know, $20, something like that. Someone on Mercari kept sending me like a low offer. And I mean, I say she, it could have been he, was like serious. I mean, just consistent sending it, saying, I need these. I need these. Like, please accept this offer. I have to get these. And I was like, what the heck? And it was like the first day I listed them. I told my husband, I was like, I should have looked up comp for these. The regular Wizard of Oz Barbies that I had were like not worth anything. So I just didn't really look these up. And then when I looked these up, they were selling for like the $40 or $50 range. And I was like, okay, let me get these off. And so I just took them off. And then it took probably like a year or something until I got up. You know me, I don't like doing hard goods. So it took a while before I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and list hard goods. And then I just listed these not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago at the most, and they sold for 40. I might have listed them for 50 and accepted an offer for 40, something like that. I was happy with that. Super pretty Torrid Nightfall collection dress in a size 0X. I purchased this for myself for like $25 maybe online. And when it came in, I was like, nope, that is all lace, which obviously I would have seen in the picture, but it just like, when you look at something and you're like, I'm gonna break that. That's what this was. I was like, that lace is going to catch on everything in my house. I have a cat. I have 3 kids. It's just, and I'm not a fragile person. It's going to catch on everything and it's going to irritate me. It's going to tear as soon as I put it on. I just couldn't, as beautiful as it was. And I guess Torrid's return policy says no clearance items can be returned. Didn't read that before ordering, so I said, okay, yeah, Poshmark it is. And it sold. And this, I think, also sold within 2 or 3 days for $45. My profit was not much on it because after Poshmark's crazy fees and everything, but again, one of those things where at least I was able to get my money back and then some. So that's awesome. Next was these cut from the cloth jeans. I felt really bad because the lady was super sweet who bought them, but they got lost in transit. And luckily, Poshmark is awesome and marked the package as lost, and we both got to keep our funds, which was great. And lastly, a pair of Lands' End boot cut jeans in a plus size. I thought it was funny because my mom bought these as well for I think the dollar at that consignment sale. And she said that somebody told her, why would Elizabeth want to sell those? No one's going to buy those. You can get Lands' End jeans all the time online for like 20, like, $15, $20. No one's going to buy those. And my mom was like, okay, watch it. And I said, exactly, because just because these, you can get Lands' End jeans all the time for that cheap You may not be able to get the XL fit to jeans right now. I don't know, I haven't looked, but you may not be able, they may not carry that style anymore. And when people know a style that fits them well, they want more of that. And if they know what fits them, then that's what they're going to get. And so, like, I know I used to wear Old Navy Sweetheart jeans in a size 14, and I knew, or maybe it was a 12 or 14. I've been both. But I knew I could wear that. And so I would go on eBay and Poshmark and Mercari and I would buy Old Navy Sweetheart jeans in whichever size I was at the time because I knew how those fit my body and they fit well. And even if you're only saving a few dollars buying them pre-owned, it's still a few dollars. And if they ever were to stop making that style, then, I would go on and look for them. But anyway, that's just a little thing that I thought was pretty cool. They still ended up selling for $20. So our total profit on Poshmark for the month of May was $147.76, bringing our grand total of profit for May 2026 to $263 flat. That's like a week of sales. That's crazy to me. And that's less than we got in April. And I've been listing like so much stuff. So very sad, but it is what it is. My husband said, don't worry about it. So I spent tonight while I'm here at work just listing all of this and then some more. You can see all my new stuff. Yep. And this was the stuff that was from the video, my recent what I'm going to list video. Did I show this? Did I show the if I showed that comforter? Y'all have to let me know if I showed that comforter or not. But anyway, so I've been listing a lot and I'm just trying to list more and more because I keep telling myself you are not going to sell anything if you don't list it. I'm not worried about consistency. I'm not worried about algorithms. I'm not worried about 5 items a day tonight. No, I'm like, you know what? That's not realistic for me at this season of my life. Again, I have 3 kids. We work from home during the day. I work away from home at night. It's just not, I work on like 5 hours of sleep a day. It's not realistic for me to tie myself down to a certain amount of items every day or every other day, every two, three. It's not. So I'm just listing when I can, as much as I can, because the way I look at it is if you have items that people want and you price them decently, they will sell. We're gonna see how that works out. Well, let me know in the comments how y'all's sales are doing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.